Hi guys, welcome back to various tutorials. Now, we're still looking at production of common food commodities, but this session will feature a certain category, right? Now, based on those images that you see floating around, are you able to tell which category of foods we'll be looking at? Awesome, you got it right. So we're going to look at dairy products. Want to find out more? Stay tuned. Section 4, Food Science and Technology. And remember, we're still looking at the production of common food commodities, and in this video we'll feature dairy products. Before we go into the production of the dairy products in details, it is important for us to set the foundation first. And in setting the foundation, we're going to examine or explore the food commodity that gives birth to dairy products. Now, for the focus points, let us look what we'll be looking at today. So we'll be looking at definition of key terms. We're also going to explore the processes that are involved in the production of milk. We're going to look at a description of dairy products and also the types of dairy products. Good. Now, it is very important for us to understand certain terms so that you can flow fluently during this session. Now, the first term that we're going to look at is pasteurized. Now, what is pasteurized or pasteurization? Now, this refers to the process of heating to destroy harmful bacteria, right? So pasteurization refers to the process of heating to destroy harmful bacteria. Now, homogenized. This process refers to agitating milk to help distribute the fat throughout, so it's uniform in texture. Therefore, the milk is not clumpy. Good. So we looked at pasteurized, or we say pasteurization. Pasteurization refers to the process of heating to destroy harmful bacteria. So it would be the process of heating the milk to destroy harmful bacteria. Good. All right. Now let us look at fortification. Fortification is the process by which manufacturers add micronutrients. And what are micronutrients? Such as vitamins and minerals to food. The purpose is to reduce the rate of common deficiencies and diseases that would otherwise occur in the absence of these nutrients. Now, thinking of milk, what nutrient do you notice most is fortified in milk, right? It is fortified with vitamin D. Yes, the milk has vitamin D in it, but sometimes during processing, these nutrients get lost, right? All right, now let us look at what is cultured dairy products. Now, cultured dairy products, also known as fermented milk products, are dairy foods that have been fermented with lactic acid bacteria such as lactobacillus and also lactococcus, right? So cultured dairy products, also referred to as fermented milk products, are dairy foods that have been fermented with lactic acid bacteria such as lactobacillus and lactococcus, right? And when we're looking at dairy products in details, specifically cultural dairy products, then we'll explore more on this definition. Now, let us look at the production of milk. How is milk produced? Do you know how milk is produced? Well, do you have dairy cows at home? Now, let us look at the manufacturing process that is involved in the production of milk. So milk is a nutritive beverage obtained from various animals and consumed by humans. Most milk is obtained from dairy cows, although milk from goats, water buffaloes, and reindeer is also used in various parts of the world. Raw cow's milk is processed before it is consumed. Good. During processing, the fat content of the milk is adjusted. Various vitamins are added and potentially harmful bacteria are killed. Now, how are the bacteria killed in the production of milk? Which term did we look at that would refer to this meaning? Awesome. Pasteurization. Good. So the milk is heated to kill harmful bacteria. Now, in addition to being consumed as a beverage, milk is also used to make butter, cream, yogurt, cheese, and a variety of other products. Awesome. Now, let us look in detail at the manufacturing process. So the first process is called collecting. And what does collecting entails? Dairy cows are milked using mechanical vacuum milking machines. The raw milk flows through stainless steel or glass pipes to refrigerated bulk milk tank where it is cooled to about 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4.4 degrees Celsius. Right? Now, a refrigerated bulk tank truck makes collection from the dairy farms. Before pumping the milk from each farm's tank, the driver collects a sample and checks the flavor and temperature and records the volume. Now, at the milk processing plant, when the milk has arrived, at the milk processing plant, the milk in the truck is weighed and is pumped into refrigerated tanks in the plant through flexible stainless steel or plastic hoses. Good? Awesome. Now, let's take a look at this image. So what you're seeing at the top where the cows are, they're eating grass, right? That process is called grazing, right? And then you can see the mechanical pumping machines, and you see an image of the holding tank and also the bulk delivery truck. And remember, these trucks have to be cooled, right? They're cold trucks. Continuing, now the next process is separating. So we speak of collecting. So the cows are milked at the dairy farm and they're stored into large cold tanks. After that, the delivery truck will come for them, test the flavor, measure them, and then they arrive at what? The milk processing plant. Now that we're at the plant, let us look what takes place. So the next step is separating. So the cold raw milk passes through either a clarifier or a separator, which spins the milk through a series of conical discs inside an enclosure. A clarifier removes debris, some bacteria, and any sediment that may be present in the raw milk. Now, do you know why they refer to the milk as raw milk? Can you tell? Yes, so raw milk is the milk that comes directly from the cow. No form of treatment or pasteurization is done to that milk. Good? So let's go again. The cold raw milk passes through either a clarifier or a separator, which spins the milk through a series of conical discs inside an enclosure. And this enclosure refers to a centrifuge, right? A clarifier removes debris, some bacteria, and any other sediment that may be present in the raw milk. Nice. Now, a separator performs the same task but also separates the heavier milk fat from the lighter milk to produce both cream and skimmed milk. Now, skim milk is milk that where the fat content has been removed or separated. Good. Now, some processing plants use a standardizer clarifier, which regulates the amount of milk fat content in the milk by removing only the excess fat. The excess milk fat is drawn off and processed into cream or butter. Good. Now, let us look at the next process, fortifying. So, vitamins A and D may be added to the milk at this time by a peristalsis pump, which automatically dispenses the correct amount of vitamin concentrate into the flow of milk. Now, the next step is pasteurizing. Good. So the milk is piped into the pasteurizer to kill any bacteria. There are several methods used to pasteurize milk. The most common is called the high temperature short time process, which is the milk is heated as it flows through the pasteurizer continuously. Now, milk must be heated to 161 degrees Fahrenheit or 72 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds. Other milk products have different time and temperature requirements. The hot milk passes through a long pipe whose length and diameter are sized so that it takes the liquid exactly 15 seconds to pass from one end to the other. Now that we have learned about milk, it's time for us to move on now to an overview of dairy products. What are dairy products? A dairy product or milk product is food produced from the milk of mammals, primarily cows, water buffaloes, goats, and sheep. A facility that processes milk is a dairy or a dairy factory. Types of dairy products include milk. Next, cultural dairy products. Remember, we speak of what cultural dairy products are. Examples of these are yogurt, sour cream, and buttermilk. Butter and also cheese. Now, in our next video, we'll look at the production processes of cultured dairy products and also butter and cheese in more details. Good. Now guys, let us explore the different market forms of milk. So we have whole milk, and this refers to milk whose fat content is not altered. It is homogenized, pasteurized, and often fortified with vitamins A and D. So remember, homogenize is the process of agitating the milk or shaking the milk rapidly so that the fat granules can be distributed so the milk is not lumpy. Now, pasteurized refers to the heating process of the milk to kill harmful microorganisms. And we also speak of fortification or fortified when there are nutrients added to the milk to increase its nutritive content. And these nutrients that are added are vitamins A and also vitamin D. Now, there's also low-fat milk, and this one refers to milk whose fat content is altered, right? So some of the fat is removed in low-fat milk. There's also skimmed milk. Skimmed milk refers to all the fat content has been removed from the milk. Now, low-fat milk is also homogenized, pasteurized, and fortified with the vitamins A and D. The next type of milk that we will look at is evaporated milk. This milk is made by removing about 60% of water from whole milk. The milk is then homogenized, fortified with vitamin D, canned, and heat sterilized. So you may notice that the consistency of this milk is a little thicker than the regular whole milk. Good. Now we also have sweetened condensed milk, and this is a canned milk, canned and concentrated form of whole milk where sugar is added, right? So the sugar that is normally used is sucrose, and it also acts as a form of preservative as it prevents spoilage. And finally, guys, we also have dried milk, or we could say powdered milk. So milk powders are produced by evaporating water with heat. Before drying, it is pre-concentrated, heat treated, and also homogenized. Now, different procedures are used to make turn milk into powder. Spray drying is the most common process. Here, the concentrated milk is taken in a chamber and hot air is circulated. Now, checkpoint. Define the terms pasteurization, fortification, and homogenization. Outline the production process of milk. Provide a description of dairy products. And finally, list 3 types of dairy products. And a bonus we could add is list 3 forms of milk, meaning market forms, meaning how can we purchase milk on the market. Awesome, you have made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also share this video with persons who you know will find it useful. Thank you for making it Various Tutorials.